Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Coach Jill. Welcome to the Tuesday morning group coaching call. I am Coach Jill here with FitLife. Along with me is Coach Penny, Coach Paula. Welcome, ladies. Glad you're here with me this morning.
Hello.
I am just inviting any of our other coaches in. Please join us. Okay. So we had a great call last night. I am enabling the chat. If you are watching, I am going to put the link in the chat. You can come join us live. I'd love to have you come join us live. So we had a really good call last night. We were talking about, we had several different topics, but I wanted to get more into a couple of them that we talked about last night. Now, we were talking about, as far as mindset, we were talking about failing forward and the 1% better. And this is one of my favorite mindset concepts because it really does set you up for success. And it doesn't take much to set yourself up for success with this. When you focus in on what you just need to do for yourself, just 1% better, just 1% better, it sort of breaks things down and takes that overwhelming factor out of the puzzle. And so if you just think of what one small thing can I do for myself today that is going to move me forward, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I think that's what I love so much about it, is so many things are so complicated these days, and there's this step to get here, and this step to get here, and this step to get there. Well, this is so easy. Just figure out what can you do. Pick one thing. So you know what? Maybe it's, maybe that's your water, your Organifi, or whatever in for the day, or maybe you're going to eat a green salad today, or you're going to get a juice in. Whatever that piece looks like for you, it's going to move you forward in the right direction towards your goals. So it doesn't set you up, and I kind of talked about this last night. I hate that term of falling off the wagon, because there is no such thing. There is no such thing. You know what? As long as you are focused, might you have a little blip in the road? Yeah, potentially, but there is no such thing as falling off the wagon. So when you are talking with your coaches each week, don't even get that term out of your vocabulary. Don't even put it in there, because you know what? I think when you use that term of I fell off the wagon, and I hear it so many times, I fell off the wagon, putting that into your vocabulary, you're setting yourself up for that self-sabotage. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Go into each week saying, you know what, I am going to do this week. I am going to give my all. I am going to do the very best that I can do. And that's it. Stop it there. No explanations, no anything else. You don't have to qualify it. You just have to go into your week and into each day knowing that, you know what, today I am going to do something good for me. And that's it. It's that simple. Figure out what that's going to be and then commit to doing that. And when you break that down, and maybe it is just a juice, it's really not that difficult, and it's really quite easy to set yourself up for success. And maybe you've decided, maybe it's today and you've decided that, you know what, I'm going to do a juice today. Okay, well, commit to it. And don't make excuses. It's very easy to make excuses. So you can stand there in front of your refrigerator with the door open looking in there saying, you know what? I have no produce. I can't juice. It's not going to happen. So I think I'll have a piece of cake. No. So either go out and get the produce so that you can make the juice. Go out and purchase a juice. Whatever it takes. I mean, really, how many of you will run through Starbucks and grab a coffee when you want coffee or you don't have coffee in the house? How many of you? Who's been guilty of that? I will raise my hand and say I've been guilty of that. And if Paul and Penny don't raise their hands, they're lying. Because we've all done it. We've all done it. And you know what? You can
Iced tea.
We have all done it, and it's very easy to fall into that trap. So you know what? Just get in the car, Go and get the juice. Go get the juice. Even if you don't have a cold pressed juice bar anywhere near you, go to the store. As a matter of fact, you can go through just about any Starbucks and you can ask for an Evolution green juice, and you can get it there. Don't get the coffee with it, just get the green juice from Starbucks. You know, it's that simple. It's really that simple. And you know what? In your grocery store, they have so many options for you. Just read your labels. Don't take the one that's got all the fruit puree and, 35 grams of sugar per, sip of juice. Don't get that one. Get the one that's got 10 grams or less or of sugar and is a very green juice. Is it still going to be sweet? It's still going to be sweet because they're not going to sell a juice in the grocery store that's not going to be palatable. So it's still going to be, a decent juice. Just get it in. Just drink it. It's that simple. It really is that simple. And so, these are the mindset pieces that we're so willing to go out of our way to do these other things. And that's why I always use the coffee example because, you get up in the morning, you're like, oh, I just need a cup of coffee. And you go in, and I keep my beans in the freezer. You go in the freezer, and there's no beans left. And you're like, I forgot to. So where do you go? You get in the car, and you go get coffee, right? So get in the car and go get your juice. It's that simple. No excuses. If you continue to make excuses for yourself, you're just going to continue on that path. So stop making excuses for yourself. Same thing with your water. You know what? I forgot my water bottle. Pick up a bottle of water. Just get a bottle of water and start drinking that water. It's not dependent. That's why I have I think I have a bottle of water everywhere. I have at least 3 bottles of water in my car all the time. I have a water bottle everywhere. One on my desk, one in the kitchen, one in my bedroom. I've got them everywhere, so there's no excuse. Is it probably a bad habit? And anybody who came into my apartment say, how many water bottles do you need? Yeah, but you know what? It keeps me on track. So what does it matter? What does it matter? It works. It works. So do what works for you. And I've just been talking about this with a lot of my coaches. It's that mindset of we put those intentional obstacles in our path. Stop doing that. Just stop doing that. Look at what you need to do. So, last week, if you didn't get all your meals in, you know what? Go in the workbook, pull out the food tracking sheet, and this week, even if you just circle everything that as you eat it, you know what? Track your meals or write it down. Take a picture of it. Whatever you want to do. There's no excuse for this because it's so easy to do. Take a picture of it and save it. Make a journal. Make a food journal. And it doesn't take long. I remember the days of having a piece of paper stuck to my refrigerator and having to write everything on that piece of paper that went into my mouth. Number one, it was embarrassing. It was cumbersome because, you didn't want to have to write it down. Well, this way you don't. If you're taking just a picture of everything that you put in your body, it's that simple. And then when you go back and you say to your coach, God, I don't know why the scale's not moving yet, and you have this food journal to show your coach, you're going to know why. You're going to get that indication of why because it's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. So, and it's the same thing. It's the same principle as when you used to do a food journal. If you put it in your mouth, you had to write it down. So if you're putting it in your mouth, take a picture of it. It's that simple. It's that simple. So I'm going to move on from that topic, but just do it. Just do it. All right, let's talk about, I want to dig a little bit more into the whole sugar addiction thing because we got cut a little bit short on time with the sugar addiction. And, this is something that so many people struggle with. And it's not just that physical addiction. This is psychological too. It's that thought that I just have to have something sweet. I just need something sweet, And I know for me it was always like I had to end dinner with something sweet. Had to have that little sweetness after dinner because that's how I grew up. That's, there was always some sort of dessert after dinner. So it was in that, that mindset. And it always takes me back to the book, 4 Agreements. By Don Miguel Ruiz. And he talks about the things that were instilled in us from birth on. You know, it's everybody that was around us, and it wasn't intentionally malicious. That's not what it's about. It's just we become the person that, you know, from all of the input that was given to us. So, you know, when you were young, yeah, maybe that's the way your dinners were in your family, that you had dinner, then you had something sweet, because that's just was what happened through the generations. But that doesn't mean that you have to make that choice moving forward. You don't have to be that moving forward. So you can break away from that cycle, knowing that you want a healthier lifestyle, a healthier weight, whatever your reason for doing this program. You have that ability to step away from that and say, you know what, it's not serving me. This piece of needing to have something sweet after I eat my dinner is not serving me. And I think about something that Drew just said recently in his video, and he said, you know, throughout your day, he said, you want to have your big meal earlier in the day, and then you want to end your day eating like a pauper. And I love that philosophy of eating very light in the evening, and realize that you need time to burn off that food before you go to bed, especially if you are having something sweet. You need time to burn that off. And I had somebody who talked to me about, she said, I go to bed every night and I wake up with headaches. I wake up with these horrible, horrible, horrible headaches every day. And so delving into what she was doing, I was finding that she was having a large bowl of fruit every night right before bed. And she didn't realize, she thought, oh, I'm having fruit. This is really healthy for me. This is a good thing for me. And she said, it's not ice cream, it's fruit. It's just fruit. Well, you have to realize is that fruit is sweet for a reason, because it has sugar. It contains sugar. And I think the misnomer is everybody thinks that, well, you know, because it's fruit, that the sugar coming from it should be healthier than the sugar coming from a bowl of ice cream. And that's not the case at all. Sugar, no matter what the source, no matter what it is, your body sees it in the same way. It is sugar in the body. It doesn't matter what form it comes from. And one of our coaches in training last night made a comment about agave. You know, so many people use agave because agave is natural. It comes from a natural source. Well, realize that agave, because it's in liquid form, agave just hits your bloodstream all that much faster. So sugar is sugar, whether it's honey, whether it's sucralose, whether it's aspartame, whether it's stevia. It's all sugar. It is all sugar in the body. So as much of the sugar as you can eliminate out of your nutrition plan, please do. Please do. And is it going to be difficult, you know, getting past this at first? Oh, yeah. You're going to crave it because it's like a drug. You're going to crave it. But this is going to be a time when you need to really, you know, connect into your resources, know who your resources are, and really dig down deep and say, I want this healthier lifestyle more than I want the addiction to the sugar. And this is why we do the Widenity. This is all part of this, and all this mindset stuff comes full circle. When you're struggling with this, and when you're struggling with that piece, you have to figure out what is your why. Why are you doing this? What is it? What is it that's moving you forward? Now, as you pull that sugar out of your diet, is it going to get easy? Yes, it is going to get easier. After, you know, I think it takes, I would say sugar detox, you're probably having cravings for maybe 3-4 days. Is that what you experienced, ladies? 3-4 days? And then it starts to get easier, I think.
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 days was difficult. I'd say it probably took about 7 days to really get over it.
Yeah.
Like completely get over it. After about the 3rd or 4th day, then it gets easier, but then it kind of all of a sudden will sneak up on you. like when you think you're over it, and all of a sudden you'll have a little urge. But I'd say after like a week, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think after the initial 3 or 4 days, you get past that. Oh my God, I just need sugar. You get past that feeling. So realize that it will get easier. Some of the best things that you can do to get through that time: water. I don't think there's anything in this program that can't be resolved with more water. So you just need to drink more water. You can do things like tea. You can do an herbal tea. No sweet tea. You can get out and take a walk. Move your body. Do something fun. If you have a hobby, reading, bike riding, go out and play with your kids. Get yourself busy. Get your mind off of the fact that you are craving that sugar. It's amazing what happens, and they have shown this. It's funny because they've shown this with all different kinds of. I keep falling back to because I was part of an acupuncture study, but that stimulation causes you to not be thinking of what you thought you were thinking of, and suddenly your mind is completely off of it. So distraction is a great way to get through this time and to move past that. Paula, Penny, what are some of your tips for getting through that?
I had to just get away, get out, go outside, get away from any temptation, really distract myself from it. I could read, but then if I was still in the house, I'm like, there might be something I could find, And sometimes I would drink tea, which I used to drink sweet, and that would just make me mad because it wasn't sweet. And so I just have to go out. I take my camera. I like to, photograph things. I take the camera, go out, something to distract myself and get my mind off of it. So, but for me, going outdoors was a huge help.
I love that. Paula, how about you?
I'm going to go with distraction. Just anything, something that you either need to be done or something fun, or, if you're home, maybe you've needed to clean something out or organize something or whatever. Just remove yourself from the area of the kitchen and just dive into something, get lost in doing something, watch a movie, take a nap, stretch, walk.
Yeah. I can remember when I first started with the program, when I very first started as a client in this program, and back then it was the really rigid juice fast for 4 days, and I was knitting. I never knit so much in my entire life. I did an entire baby blanket in 4 days. I figured if my hands were busy, that was it. So distraction is a great way to get past this, and realize that you will get through this. You will move past that sugar addiction, and it does not have to run your life. Absolutely does not have to run your life. I think sometimes we think that, oh my gosh, I can't live without this, and I've often heard clients say, I can't live without pizza. You can't make me go without pizza. You can. You can, and the fact of the matter is when you go back and you have it again after you haven't had it for a while, it doesn't taste quite as good as you thought it did, and suddenly, you know what, your body's not reacting to it quite the same way either, and you're like, I don't think I want to do this anymore, and it becomes not worth it. So, always realize that, when you're going through this process of eliminating out, especially all the inflammatory foods, so not, the sugar, the gluten, the soy, the dairy, the caffeine, the alcohol. When it's going on, when you're initially going through that detox phase, you might feel like, I'm never going to make it through this. You will make it through this. And I always think back to, I think it was when Paula first started, and she said, and it was juice fasting. And it came down to I know I'll eat again. I know I'll eat again. I can make it through this because I know I'm going to eat again. It's not that I'm never going to eat. So realize that you have so many options. And one of the things that I think we have done, taken big strides, is that the food in this plan is so amazing and so delicious, and you have so many options. So dig into those recipes. Don't just restrict yourself to a couple things because they're easy. Dig into the recipes. None of them are that difficult. But dig into those recipes and try out different things. You know what? Before FitLife, I'd never eaten a plantain in my life. I now love plantain chips. Same things for pitaya. I had no idea what the heck pitaya was before this, and I had found it at a health food store when I was living in Wisconsin. I had no idea it was going to be hot pink colored, and I had no idea what the taste was going to be like. But now I love it. I love pitaya. I love all these options that you have. So if there's something in the plan you're not sure where to get, ask us. Ask us where you can find this. We're happy to help you out with that. And try a lot of these different recipes. I was a little bit skeptical about the walnut taco meat because I thought, how can you make walnuts taste like taco meat? That is the best stuff. It's amazing. I love it better than the regular meat. I love it better than the regular ones. So we've taken great strides to make this very palatable for you and give you options. So take those options. And you know what? Maybe there was foods that you didn't care for when you were younger and you still have that mental block in here. Well, maybe it's time to try them again. And your palate has matured all that much more. And maybe this time around you'll actually like them. And so I encourage you, as you're fighting, the sugar addiction, look at the recipes, look at what your options are, and please don't pick the juices in the smoothies that have sugar in them and have the banana and everything else. If you are looking to really detox off the sugar, you want to be going with those green juices. So you get lime and lemon, and that's it. No fruit other than those two things. Get off the sugar. And especially if you've had a plateau on the scale at all, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to turn to, is those green juices. You got to pull the sugar out. Got to pull the sugar out. Penny, Paula, anything you want to add?
I think you've pretty well covered it. I can't really think of anything else.
Perfect. Okay, well, just a reminder, yesterday was Monday, so turn in those results. Got to get those in. Connect with your coach, please. Let us know if you have any questions. And have a great week. And we'll see you guys next week. And let us know how we can support you during this time. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.